A sad problem in today's world when democracy and human rights cause death. History today shows a very sad problem. The countries that talk most about democracy and human rights are also the ones that have caused the most deaths. This started in 1964 with the Gulf of Tonkin incident. The USA made up this event to start the war in Vietnam. Later, in 2003, they lied about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Then, in 2011, there were many lies about Libya. All these show a dirty plan. Make an enemy, create false proof, then start a war, saying it's for civilization. Now, the same thing is happening in Iran. The world sees a country being bombed just because it might make nuclear weapons. But the countries doing the bombing have huge stores of nuclear weapons themselves. This lying is not just about talking between countries anymore. It has become a dangerous weapon that kills many people slowly. It does not leave bodies right away, but it destroys trust and fairness. It makes international laws look silly and turns groups like the United Nations into helpless puppets. Colin Powell, who showed a fake chemical weapon to the United Nations about Iraq, finally admitted his lies before he died. This makes us ask, does modern imperialism no longer need to hide its lies? Has it become a normal rule that everyone accepts? When the truth is twisted and the strong get to change history, will people still have a chance for fairness and kindness? Welcome to English Insights. A History of Lies, from Yugoslavia to Iraq, Libya, and Iran. Modern history has shown too many times how the USA and Western countries break international laws. They use clear lies to start wars. In 1999, NATO, led by the USA, bombed Yugoslavia for 78 days and nights. They said it was to stop genocide in Kosovo. But over 2,000 regular people died, and buildings were destroyed. No proof of this crime was ever found. In 2003, the USA used the weapons of mass destruction lie to invade Iraq. Colin Powell, who was the U.S. foreign minister then, showed a bottle of fake white powder to the United Nations. He said it was Saddam Hussein's chemical weapons. As a result, over 1 million Iraqis died, and their country was ruined. But no weapons of mass destruction were ever found. Only when he was old and close to death did Powell admit it was a stain on his career. Then, in 2011, another lie happened. Western countries said Gaddafi was going to kill many regular people in Libya. In the end, this North African country fell into chaos. It became a good place for extreme groups, and its people became much poorer than before the war. Now, the old play is happening again in Iran. Iran has never had nuclear weapons and always followed rules from the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA. But suddenly, it's a target for bombs for world peace. At the same time, the USA and Israel, who are blaming Iran, have thousands of nuclear bombs. They have never been checked or forced to give up their destructive weapons. Double standards. Who is the real danger? Why doesn't Washington ask Tel Aviv to get rid of its nuclear weapons first? Why hasn't the United Nations said anything bad about Israel? Israel is the only country in the Middle East with nuclear bombs, but it has never signed the Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT. Instead, they threaten and attack Iran, a country that signed the NPT and accepts checks from the IAEA. This is the clearest double standard of the 21st century. The lies of the USA and its friends also show in who they choose to attack. They dare to bomb Baghdad, Tripoli, or Tehran. They know these places cannot fight back with nuclear weapons, but they have never truly threatened North Korea, a country that openly tested nuclear bombs and long-range missiles. Does the world peace they talk about only apply to weak countries? Look back at Vietnam's history. From the Gulf of Tonkin incident in 1964, a made-up story for the USA to bomb North Vietnam, to Operation Enduring Freedom in Iraq in 2003, then protecting civilians in Libya in 2011, and now stopping nuclear weapons in Iran. All these are old tricks. They are made by the same people for the same reason: to control, take resources, and remove governments that don't follow Western wishes. The world's silence and the wall of information. But maybe the cruelest thing is the silence of the world. The United Nations, an organization made to stop wars, now just watches. Western countries that used to shout about human rights quickly closed their eyes to Iranian children dying from U.S. bombs. Meanwhile, Western news shows bloody pictures from Ukraine with angry headlines. But similar terrible events in the Middle East are just small news items, or they are twisted to be called accurate strikes or humanitarian actions, and so on. This world has been, and is still, run by lies. The strong always get to decide what is true. The weak can only stay quiet and accept unfairness. But history has also shown that no powerful country lasts forever. Lies, no matter how well they are told, will be found out by time. The question is, do we need millions more lives to be lost before the world wakes up to this bitter truth? The human rights trap, when attackers become victims. The first pictures from the bombing of Iran's nuclear site on June 21st showed a very sad irony. Western news showed President Trump seriously saying he would protect world peace. But pictures of children in the Middle East hiding in shelters, mothers holding their children's bodies in the ruins, were moved to other pages with cold descriptions like, "Results of military targets." This is not the first time this strange moral rule has been used. The one who bombs is shown as a hero, while the victim is made to look like a global threat. This is a moral flip, where killers hold the torch of human rights. Let's look at how the West describes both sides. Israel, a country that illegally controls Palestine and has at least 90 nuclear bombs, often bombs Gaza. But it is always called a victim of extremism. Iran, a country that has not attacked anyone for 200 years, is under very strong sanctions. Now it's being bombed first and called a nuclear threat. The fake morality is at its highest when the same action happens. If the USA and Israel attack first, it's rightful self-defense. But if Iran fights back, it's an act of provocation. Children in the Middle East seem to have no right to cry. The death of Laya Qasim, a 5-year-old Iraqi girl buried by a U.S. bomb in 2003, was never on the front page of Western newspapers. But the death of a Western citizen in an attack is always reported 24/7 with bloody headlines. Is it that lives in the Middle East are only worth 1/10 of Western lives? The voices of the unheard and the information wall. I am Dr. Ahmed from Al-Shifa Hospital, Gaza. At 3 a.m. today, I was doing emergency surgery on a 7-year-old boy injured in an airstrike when an Israeli bomb exploded in the emergency room. I know I am about to die. Please tell the world that we are not just numbers in reports. We are people. Why doesn't anyone condemn those who kill us? These are not the words of one Iranian victim. They are combined from hundreds of last letters from doctors and nurses in the Middle East. But Western news will never publish these stories because it would break their story of being the good side. A wall of information is built from blood. How Western news reports on Iran is a classic lesson in brainwashing. They always call Iran a regime, but call the Israeli government a government. Pictures focus on angry Iranian leaders speaking, but they cut out pictures of children killed by U.S. or Israeli bombs. The background never mentions that Iran has been illegally sanctioned for 40 years, or that the USA attacked an Iranian passenger plane, Iran Air Flight 655, in 1988, killing 290 people. When Iran is attacked, there is no breaking news, no hashtag pray for Iran, no protests saying, I am Iranian. There is only a scary silence from human rights groups that shouted loudly about Ukraine. Who is the real axis of evil? In 2023, the U.S. president said he would stop all of Iran's nuclear efforts. But the USA has 5,408 nuclear bombs, and Israel also has nuclear bombs, but has refused to sign the Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT. Is there any morality that allows the USA and Israel to keep mass destruction weapons, while Iran is forbidden from even a peaceful nuclear program? Look at the picture of the Syrian baby Alan Kurdi, who died in 2015. The whole world was shocked. But when a Yemeni baby was killed by a Saudi Arabian bomb given by the USA, no one lit a candle. Is it that tears from the Middle East only matter if they serve Western political goals? A world without justice, only the strong. The recent bombing of Iran is a bloody reminder that Western human rights are a whip to hit the weak, not a light to guide justice. When Iranian children cry in the ruins, they don't need pity. They need the world to be brave and reveal the lies that have killed millions of innocent people from Iraq to Libya. from Syria to Yemen. As journalist Glenn Greenwald once wrote, "If you only get angry at crimes from enemies chosen by the West, but stay silent about the West's own crimes, then you are not a moral person. You are just a tool for propaganda." The final question is still, how much more blood must be shed before humanity wakes up? Supporting Iran is for truth, not pity. Maybe many people support Iran not because they believe this government is completely innocent, but because they cannot accept the systematic lies and the clear double standards of the USA and Israel. While the West talks loudly about a nuclear threat from Iran, they purposely ignore the fact that those who haven't signed the NPT have tens or hundreds of nuclear bombs that no international group is allowed to check. While Iran has accepted IAEA checks, Israel openly threatens to attack first and has many times damaged Iran's nuclear sites with international extreme actions. But the fake kindness of the West is even worse. They get angry about threats from Tehran, but are silent about Israel's undeniable crimes. Israelis have pushed Palestinians into the world's biggest slum in Gaza. Here, 2.3 million people live in conditions like modern concentration camps. They attack regular people in Palestinian Great March of Return protests. They once killed over 200 people in just one day in 2018. They bomb schools and hospitals in Gaza, saying it's to fight extreme groups. But in truth, they are systematically removing people based on their ethnic group. They have illegally controlled Palestinian land for over 70 years, breaking hundreds of United Nations rules. The world is seeing a fake morality that cannot be accepted. While the USA and Israel can have mass destruction weapons, any other country that tries to get nuclear technology is called a threat. While Israel can kill many Palestinians, saying it's self-defense, Iran is punished just for being suspected of having the potential to make weapons. This is no longer just about Iran or the Middle East. It is a global crisis of conscience. When the strong get to change the rules, when the truth is twisted for political gain, that is when humanity must stand up and ask, are we letting an international criminal group, pretending to protect democracy, control the whole world?